Hi. Uh, we're coming to the end of the semester, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time just going over some of the information that we've covered during the course of this semester. I hope that you're thinking about working on your video and what that'll look like, um, and making that. And so it's a good opportunity to kind of capture some things that might help you do a video. What you're watching is a video that I've created on my computer with the camera on the computer. You can do that for your video. You can record it on your phone. You can record it on a tablet, and we'll work out any glitches. But basically, I wanted to just ask you to simply make a recording that allows you to be seen as a counselor. Um, and if your face or you're sitting, if you can structure the camera so that you can be seen, you don't have to see the client or the person playing the role of the client unless you want to. You can show both of you. But basically, I want you to make a video where you are introducing yourself to the client. You are just asking the client to give you some information about themselves and what's going on, and to be able to just kind of enter into a relationship with them where you align with them, you begin to gather data about them, begin to hear their story, and to make a determination about the things that you might want to work on. Particularly in these last three lessons, we've talked about the three parts or the three stages of really getting into treatment with somebody. And the first stage of that is getting information and getting accurate information, hearing the person's story, and then also kind of getting the story behind the story. Last week we talked about goal planning and beginning to identify goals that you would work on with the person. And I identified some things that are specific to making treatment goals for that person. Like, is it a measurable goal? Meaning, if it's measurable, you can count it. How many times do a couple have an argument? You can count arguments. You can count, as I mentioned, if a person's taking a shower or getting up or exercising. You can count crying spells. You can also ask a person to give you a scale of rating about the nature of their problems or their success, meaning it could be 0 on one side, and then you could shift it from 0 to 10, and you could ask that person, where are you today? And so you might want them to get to a point where they can describe maybe they're just at a 7 or 8 as a client, which would be success for that goal in terms of mood, or level of anxiety or something where they feel like you're accomplishing something. You can count those things. So goals must be measurable, meaning that we can count them, that we can observe it. I used to tell people, if it's a goal that's measurable, I should be able to follow somebody around and see if they're doing it or not, and be able to count it and observe it, just by knowing that that was their goal. So that's what it means to be measurable. They need to be attainable. Sometimes we want to set lofty goals and complex goals with people, and they're just not attainable. I think I've maybe mentioned this. I don't exercise a whole lot. So if somebody told me I went to a trainer and they said, oh, well, you've got to exercise 5 times a week, I'm not going to do that. If they tell me to walk 30 minutes twice a week, I may do that to start out. I might work up to 5 times a week, but I'm not going to do that to start out because it's just not going to work for me. It's not attainable, so I'll stop. So start in a place where it's attainable. If a person is arguing a lot, or a couple's arguing a lot, then just going from an argument every day to maybe only an argument every other day. So maybe instead of 7 arguments a week, 5 arguments a week. Or perhaps maybe not the intensity. in an argument. Or if it's anxiety, then maybe one day that's kind of anxiety free. That's attainable. So think about that. So measurable and attainable. Make them time limited, meaning you set a time to measure the goal and to assess the goal. We want to do this within a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or at least even maybe a short-term goal that you say, well, for the next 2 weeks, let's see if we can do this. Then we will add to that for the next 2 weeks. A trainer or somebody that's helping me exercise might say, well, for the next couple of weeks, just walk maybe 3 times a week for 30 minutes. That's a goal. And then we will work up. And so once you do that, then maybe in 4 or 5 weeks, then maybe we want you to walk maybe 3 times a week for an hour. Those are the kinds of things I'm talking about in terms of time limitations. And I generally encourage people to make them positively stated, meaning you state them in terms of what a person will do, not what a person won't do. So, for example, if a couple is arguing and they're using destructive language and critical language with each other, don't make your goal specific to the couple won't argue or won't use curse words or won't put each other down when they're discussing an issue. Use terms like the couple will do certain kinds of things. They will use positive references with each other. They will learn how to do some constructive conflict management types of things. So use positively stated goals if you can. I think that's helpful rather than what they won't do, what they will do. And then that will help you focus them on the third stage. What do you do to keep this going? At some point in time, hopefully clients won't need counseling or won't be involved in counseling anymore. You want them to be able to continue the skills, and really you want to give them the counseling. You want to give them the skills through the counseling to help them do what they need to do without needing you, the counselor, anymore. And so then as problems come up in the future, they'll have the skills and the capabilities to handle those, and maybe they won't trip them up as bad. I think it's one of the positive things about counseling is it really is something to be given away to people, to help people function and cope better in life so that they don't need counseling. So even if it's a critical situation or a trauma or a difficulty that comes along the next time, they can handle it and address it and deal with it on their own. Hope this has been helpful to you. I hope this has been a good class. I know I've been a little distracted with moves and different things going on in my transition, but I hope this has given you a good start to understanding the basics of getting to know people, getting the information that you need, learning some of the basic counseling skills. I look forward to seeing your tapes and just kind of seeing how you do. And I hope you'll do well, but this is a start. This is a process. And I want you to just give it a try and feel comfortable just giving it a try, not feeling like you have to be a master therapist and somehow or another look like you've got these wonderful skills that you would expect of a master therapist. You're starting out. And so I hope that this will be a chance for you to just play around a little bit with those skills. And I'll be looking to kind of see some of those things play out in your tape. Hope you'll have a good week this week. And again, as always, if you need something, let me know. But I hope you'll have a good week.